I've been in the surf industry for over 20 years myself, as a sales rep and as a athlete manager to some of the surfers in WA. I've had active roles in different board riders clubs, Trig Junior, Katasho board riders, and now obviously Metro. And one thing I always hear is the lack of waves that we have in Perth and the dangers on our WA coastline. I am actually about to drive 3 hours today down south just so that my family can get some waves and improve and train and improve the sport that they love, in the sport that they love. I want my kids to surf. It keeps them active, it keeps them out of trouble, and best of all, it has allowed my kids to be part of the best community of people I think there is. I can honestly say I'm speaking for a lot of mums here, dads or guardians, whatever, for the safety of the groms that want to excel in surfing, learning how to surf, or just enjoy the sport. We need a quality wave park. It also needs to be somewhere everyone can go, somewhere with great access and regular public transport, so our kids can be regular users. So please keep supporting the fight to bring this wave park to Perth. Keep telling the government it's what we and a huge number of people in WA want, and they need to listen. Thank you. Now here's my son.
It's very obvious that Perth has no decent waves, and if you surf you can definitely agree with me on that one. And heaven forbid that there is waves. It's every man and his dog down the beach. It's just way too crowded to even get a wave. So pretty much that's what inspired me when I was 12 to make the page and this dream of the wave park. I was blown away, quite literally, at sitting in our first meeting with all these other surfers, hearing about what was planned. I saw videos of the wave pool in Spain and thought my dream was really about to come true. Perth was going to get a wave pool and a lot of people were willing to fight for it. The following 2 years have been up and down, but nothing was worse than a few weeks ago when I found out the wave pool idea was being stopped. I couldn't believe it. I was really shattered because I don't know, it's been my dream for so long. And yeah, Perth was just going to miss out again. But what was most frustrating was not a single politician had bothered contacting us or asking us what we thought. There's now over 6,100 people that support our surf park page. I reckon that deserves more respect. Just because a lot of us are young and don't have lots of time and money to fight for this doesn't mean we should be ignored. The wave pool would mean so much to many people, especially me, following a dream of just having one here in Perth. This wouldn't only cater for experienced surfers as well, it would definitely cater for absolutely everyone. There will never be a lack of waves again, and it will always, and it will give all those people that are scared of the ocean, a chance to actually get out into a safe environment and just catch a couple waves and hopefully get hooked. Also putting many parents and stuff at ease with sharks and stuff, because doubt there's going to be a shark in the wave pool. The wave pool would generate some of the best and up and coming surfers in the world. Always having a wave pool to practice. It needs to go ahead, not more waiting around. Surfing is about to debut in the Olympics. Who knows, if this happens soon, one of us could be in the 2024 Olympic team for surfing. Thanks for listening, everyone.
One big question that everybody wants to know is what's happening with Tompkins Park?
Right, so as Zane alluded to, a couple of weeks ago I received a call from Minister for Lands and the Treasurer, Ben White. Ben informed me that the government had made a decision that they weren't going to sell a very small piece of Crown land to the City of Melville. The Department of Lands had known that we required that very small piece of land for 2.5 years. It represents about 10% of the area of the entire surf park leasehold area. And if you all look just to your left, down to the other end of Tompkins Park, you'll see the Circus School. It basically was where the Circus School is and a little bit further. It was about 20 or 30 metres back from the river's edge. And if any of you have been down there, I reckon no one's been down there for 25 years, but it's basically just a dust bowl. There's nothing there, and it's surrounded by a 2.1 metre chain link fence. So the reason that was given was that this is a active part of the community, that there's Crown land that's used constantly and it's pristine. Now, I'm not sure I entirely agree with that reasoning, but that's the reasons it's been given by the government. They're now trying to work with us collaboratively to find an alternative site in Perth. We've spent a long time trying to find good sites. Perth's really difficult. We only have a relatively small community of people. That means we need to have the surf park located in the inner urban area centrally. We need to have enough people within the catchment commercially to make it work, which is why we need somewhere central. So I've now had 2 meetings with Ben White. We've formed a working group, and we're starting to analyse other sites in Perth that might be suitable for a surf park. So in terms of Tompkins Park, the decision from the government, I believe, means it's now basically impossible, very difficult for us to be there. But we are working really hard to try and find another surf park, and we need for all of you guys to remain motivated and to keep fighting the good fight.
Thanks, Andrew.
I'm Mayor Russell Aubrey. I'm the Mayor Aubrey you may have read about as you came down Canning Highway on the sign. I'm the same person that's been batting for this wave park for quite some time. I've been strongly supported by some excellent and very resilient councillors. I see Councillor Guy Wayland, his chair. Guy, could you put your hand up? He's a councillor of Clive Rabats, and those are the hardcore of the people who have done the really hard yards, that have stood up to the abuse and stood up to all the fake news, and are still batting for the wave park at Tompkins Park. I should say welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Got to recognise all those youngsters here. Something for the youngsters to start with. But the City of Melville, you're going to wonder where I'm coming from on this, but the City of Melville have just had a poll to name the 2 tractors they've recently bought. So what's this got to do with this? Well, one tractor is going to be called Row 8. Guess what the other tractor is going to be called? Wave Park. What a wonderful thing that would be. So you can give Wave Park a wave in the city for the years ahead. Now then, these numbers we see here today, and particularly the 7,000 people that have signed the petition, plus particularly those people that have joined PSP, the Perth Surf Park supporters group, will tell you that Minister White is quite wrong, that there isn't any person that wants this wave park. I think we'd all agree with that. There are a lot of people. In fact, my experience in the City of Melville over the last 2 years, as I move from one suburb to the next to shopping centres, is that the majority of people want this wave park here in Melville. And now, of course, the other serious objection from Minister Wyatt was the use, the continued community use of that 3,500 square metres of land, which no one would have ever drawn exception to, and no one ever took any notice of. It was never part of the debate until someone realised if this is taken away from the wave park, that it's not sold to the City of Melville, then it would stop the project altogether. So when it became an issue that could stop the project, suddenly people were saying, we need this land to be kept for the community. Well, 3,500 square metres of land are required to make this wave park work. 1,400 square metres of that land, 1,400 square metres of that land is already sectioned off, and as you would see it as part of the bowling club. They're redundant bowling greens, and they are the trapeze school, which no longer functions. So 1,400 metres of that land is currently sectioned off from the community. You can't use it. If it was incorporated into this 3,500 square metres of land, it would attract the construction of the wave park, and it would also attract possibly 1,000 people a day recreating there. And the Minister wants the community to get use of that land. My goodness me, give it to the wave park, let's build it, and let the community get use of that 3,500 square metres of land in a way they never have before. Frankly, when we started looking at this 2 years ago, and I thought, what an amazing project, what a wonderful benefit it'll be for the city and our community generally. I thought, well, this 3,500 square metres of land won't be a problem. They'll give it to us to make the whole thing work. They'll say, straight up front, you can have that for the benefit of tourism, for the benefit of recreation, to improve the environmental impacts down there, for the benefit of the general amenity, for the aesthetics of the area. I thought they would give it to us. I never thought it would be a stumbling block. But that's the way it's turned out to be because of the political influences involved. My job is to represent the whole of the community of Melville. Same for everyone that it's an elected member. It's not my job to represent noisy minorities or the pressure groups that lead them. These pressure groups have distorted the democratic processes and have deprived you of your democratic rights. You are ratepayers, you are taxpayers, and you want the wave pack. And we've got to make that absolutely clear. The tactics they've used have been threats, intimidation, abuse, and fake news. I've suffered probably as much as anyone, but I know the councillors I just mentioned and anyone else who put their hand up to support this wave back have suffered that level of abuse. It goes from the people on the street, and I can point them out, they've suffered badly. Because they put their name down in favour of this wave back, they've intimidated in their homes, intimidated in their workplaces, intimidated in the community. Their life has been made hell. What are they hiding? What are they hiding? Who are they protecting? And that's the question. Of course, that intimidation spreads from the street through all elected members and staff of the city, wrongly accused of corruption, vindicated by the CCC, but never an apology. Those people have suffered badly. But of course, that bullying goes on to the parliamentarians. And of course, we know how weak they are. They have been very weak. Our local members, they have not supported this. They've crumbled. So I just wonder how much stress and how much intimidation the minister has to suffer in making this wrongful decision that deprives you of your democratic rights. Ladies and gentlemen, the entire decision-making process surrounding this wave pack, to a lesser or greater extent, has been totally distorted, and we need to put that right. You are here this afternoon to say, we've had enough of this and we're going to put a stop to it. And we want to know how we can get this wave park built in the best possible location in the metropolitan area. And I'm here to say that I'm so grateful for your support today in this matter. We need time. We do need time, and Andrew has alluded to the fact that maybe in another month's time we might have another venue for this wave pack. We may have another venue. Well, if that's the case, that's fine. We'll have to accept it if there's a better venue than we have here in the city of Melbourne. But if we don't, if the minister really had no idea when he was saying we'll find you another place of all the requirements of the wave pack, and Tompkins Park remains the best place, I would like to think that you and the people of Melville, by that time, will be united to say, we want this wave park at Tompkins Park. The wave park is the best development at Tompkins Park we can imagine, so please continue to give it your support. Moving on from here, thank you. What do we do from now on in? Please, all of you, particularly if you're residents of the city of Melville or you're friends in the city of Melville, please connect up with myself and other elected members on Facebook. Of course, if you're not already PSPS members, please sign up with them. They need all the support they get to make this a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, united we stand, okay? Divided we fall, but united we are stronger together. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.